Hey, French fries. Yeah, I said about doing a BPM tapper, so let's have a look at that. I'm just going to do it with the screen GUI, make things nice and simple. Let's put our screen GUI in. Let's have a text label. That will be our display. And let's put that in the middle. Put that in the middle at the top. Let's bring it down a bit. Okay. Okay. And we want a button, of course. Let's call that the BPM button, and I'm just stick it right in the middle because that's nice and easy. I'm sure yours won't be, and will be a pretty nice button. And okay, so we've got that. Now we want a script. Let's put this in a local script. We don't. You'll probably want to send this to a server, but I'm sure you can handle that bit. So let's reference the GUI. That's the parent of the script. So script.parent, and let's do the display. That's the GUI wait for child display, and we want the buttons. Button, perfect. Okay, now when the button's pressed, we want to connect to that. So we want a function for when the button's pressed. So local function on BPM tap, BPM tap, like so, and then we connect to it. So we got button dot activated. There we go. Connect. We're going to connect to the on BPM tap. Perfect, just like that. And then we can connect to it with other things we want to use user input service or context action service to, I know, whenever you press X or left shift or whatever button you fancy. You can have multiple ways of going into it. I suppose it's a better way around than just doing the function inline on the activated. Right, so we're going to want to store a value. We're going to want to know what the last tick was. And we're going to make that the current tick like that. And then when we do this, we're going to have this tick. This tick. That will equal a tick here as well, like so. And the last thing we're going to do in this function is update the last tick to what this tick is. Last tick will equal this tick, like so. And the current gap is going to be this tick minus last tick. So local gap is going to equal this tick minus last tick. But we want to display what the actual beats per minute is. So we're going to say button.text, not button, the display, sorry. Display.text is going to equal the 60 divided by the gap, because we want to know how many times that gap will fit into 1 minute to give us the beats per minute. And if we press play, that should actually start doing that. So if I click really fast, I'll get a really high number. If I click quite slowly, it's going to go down. If I click it like once every second, you're going to get roughly 60 beats per second. Cool. That all works perfectly then. But a lot of kind of inaccurate, or kind of too accurate, isn't it, with all those decimal places after the end? Do you want it? Do you want it to be super accurate, or do you want it to kind of pull to the closest. Um, Let me show you how you can round it to a number easily. Um, let's, instead of just directly doing this calculation here, let's do it the to an actual value, to a variable. So we're going to call the variable BPM, beats per minute, and that's going to equal this bit here. And we're going to put that into there. This next here. Okay. Now we could round it to the nearest whole number by saying BPM equals math dot round, and then BPM in there, and that will just take it to the nearest um, number, nearest integer. So 0.5 will round up, and less than 0.5 will round down, like so. But I think you want some accuracy, some degree of accuracy in there. So let me show you how you can easily do that. I would go with, let's give ourselves a variable to do that with, local accuracy. And let's make that, how about we make that 10 to give us decimals to start with. And what we're going to do is we're going to say math.round times the accuracy. And then we're going to divide this whole thing by the accuracy again. So all we're doing is we're multiplying this number up and then rounding it and then dividing it back down again. So now we'll get decimals. Like so. And if we wanted to 2 decimal places, we could just do it to 100, like so. And so on and so forth. Add as many zeros as you like. And that would give you your accuracy. Um, so yeah, that should do that. Now, if you wanted to, you're just going to want to store that number, put it in somewhere else. So maybe rather than having this data, you could just then ping that over to in an event and set that as a thing. So, have a remote event that it fires that sends this BPM after you've done the rounding to whatever you want to it. Or you might not want to have any rounding. You might want it to be as accurate as possible, but just display that. So, then send it before you do the rounding. That would be pretty reasonable. Hope that's been of help. Catch you soon. Keep me updated on how your project's going.